Hi PTO, it's Mindy again, your group exercise director from the fitness center, and today I'm going to show you about 5 simple core exercises with varying levels. And within each exercise there will be 3 different levels, whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with a warm-up. So everybody's going to start on their hands and knees. And if you don't have a mat at home, you can use a towel. Or you can put a towel underneath your knees or just be on your carpet. And you're going to place your hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. Oh, I forgot to tell you, my sons are joining me today, so hi PTO. Okay, let's start with the warm-up, just some cat-cow. So all we're going to do is arch our back up like a cat, exhale and bring our chin to our chest. And then as we inhale, we're going to roll through, flow through that, lift your face a little bit and lift your tail feathers to the ceiling. And let's do that again. Go back to your cat as you exhale and to your cow as you inhale. And you can just go through this at your own pace, and let's just do a few more of those. Last one. Good job, PTO. Come back to neutral spine. And just a side note while you're on your hands and your knees, if you try to maybe put a little bit more pressure on this meaty part in between your forefinger and your thumb, that helps to alleviate some wrist pressure. So you can also try to transfer weight into your fingertips instead of into the heels of your hands. That also helps. Okay, here we go, second warm-up exercise. All I'd like you to do is lift one leg behind you, straight leg. If that's a little too much, you can put your toe to the floor. And then lift your opposite arm out in front of you. And just hold. This is a balancing exercise. It's going to fire the muscles in your core. Great job. If you want a little bit extra, you can move your arms out on the diagonal and then back to center. And keep moving them out on the diagonal and back to center. And again, if you don't want this option, no problem. Just keep your arm and leg up stationary, or even drop your toe to the floor if that's a little bit too much. Great job, team. Let's drop that arm and leg back down. And then let's switch to the other side. So first you're going to lift the leg up, and then extend the opposite arm out. And again, feel free to touch the floor with your toes, or take your arm and leg out on the diagonal and bring it back to center. And it's best to turn your eye gaze down towards your mat like my boys are doing. And that is the best position for your cervical spine. That's your neck. Okay, great job, PTO. Put your hand and your knee down, and let's go to our first core exercise, which we're actually going to work the back side first. So you're going to come all the way down onto your belly on your mat, and I'm going to scooch so you guys can hear what I'm saying. You have 3 options here for levels. So let's start with option 1, and we'll get started, and as we go through the exercise, I'll give you the other 2 levels. You're going to put your hands under your chin just like this. Your shoelaces are down to the floor and they're going to stay there. And all you're going to do is lift your upper body up off the mat several times. And we're going to do this for about 1 minute, so you can begin whenever you're ready. I've got you on the timer. And then I'll walk you through the next 2 levels. So this is level 1. Level 2 is hands behind your head. And you can just keep lifting. We're at about 15 seconds at this point, so you got plenty of time. And level 3 is arms out like Superman, lifting up and down. And then an optional level 4 is even to swim with your feet, like scissor kick your long legs, and then try to lift your upper body up and down. That takes a little bit more like brain power to figure that out. Great job, team. We're at 45 seconds. We got 15 seconds left to go. Remember, you get to choose your option. Three more seconds. And relax. Great job, guys. Okay. Your next exercise is a plank. So we've got a variety of options here. Let's start with the lowest level. So you're going to be on your elbows and your knees. But see right now how my bum is way up in the air? You don't want that. You want to come down so that your hips are in line with your shoulders and your knees, which are on the mat. Okay, great job, guys. So we're going to start our plank. Just stay right there. Starting our plank. And I'm going to just move a little forward so you can see my body line. So that's level 1. We're only about 10 seconds in, so let me show you levels 2 and 3. So level 2 is same plank. You're just going to come up on your toes. And again, I'm going to move back so you can see me. Up on your toes, and you're going to try to avoid hips too high or hips too low. You want that perfect like wood plank position with your body, and your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Level 3 is one arm at a time. You're going to reach out to the side. Right arm and then left arm. Just reach out on the diagonal. You might want to separate your feet for this so you don't rock your body too much back and forth. You got 5 more seconds, you guys. You're almost done. And relax. Great work, team. Since we're still in this position, let's move to our next exercise, which is jaguars. You're going to come back to your hands and your knees. And this one might look a little tricky from your vantage point, but all you're basically doing is moving your opposite arm and leg. So if I move my right leg forward, my left arm is going to come forward, and then I pull both back. If I move my left leg forward, my right arm is going to come forward, ideally at the same time, and then you come back. So let's begin with Jaguars level 1, and then I'll show you levels 2 and 3. Here we go. So just moving opposite arm forward and back. Level 1, Jaguars. All you're going to do in level 2 is bring your knees just slightly up off the floor. So this becomes bear pose. My knees are not touching the floor anymore. And you're going to do exactly the same exercise. One arm forward, opposite leg forward. Move it back. Same thing. And you're only going just a smidge, like 1 palm length forward and back. Level 3 is you're just going to move a little farther. Try to go 2 to 3 palm lengths forward and back. You got 10 more seconds. Try to keep your knees as close to the floor as possible. And relax. You guys almost ran into each other. Great job. Let's take a little break here, you guys. You're on your knees. You're going to sit back so that your heels, your rear end, your hips go to your heels. And then you can reach your arms out in front of you. Now there's 2 different ways to do this. You can bring your knees in together and go into child's pose. That tends to be a little more uncomfortable for me, so I separate my knees, I reach forward, and I let my body sink down into that space. And we're going to just stretch it out for about 30 seconds. Stay right there for about 3 more seconds, you guys. And then when you're ready, come back up onto your hands and knees. And we're just going to shift it around onto our back. So just walk yourself forward and have a seat. And I want you to slowly come down onto your back and get ready for our next exercise, which is abdominal curls. And again, there's going to be 3 levels. So you're going to hold onto your legs. Slowly lower yourself down. All right, great job, team. Your knees are bent. We're gonna start with our arms across our chest, and we're gonna do a series of abdominal curls, and all you're gonna do is lift your shoulders up off the floor and come back down. This is level 1, abdominal curls. You should feel a shortening between your chest and your pelvis. That area is gonna shorten up like an accordion, kind of. So this is level 1, just lifting up and down. Level 2 is gonna be hands behind the head. Try to keep your elbows out wide and bring your shoulders up off the floor. And level 3 is kind of fun. You're gonna take this curl in a circular fashion, one way and then the other. So making a circle with your chest. We got about 15 more seconds of this exercise. You guys can thank my son for this one. And relax. Great work, y'all. You're gonna stay in that position. Hopefully you can see what we're doing here. And we're gonna go into glute bridges. This is our last exercise before we stretch. So you're gonna stay on your mat, feet are planted firmly on the floor. You can put your hands down beside you for a little bit more leverage. And we're gonna start glute bridges, which just means you're gonna lift your hips up towards the ceiling and come back down. That's a glute bridge. So keep going. This is level 1. Easy level 1, right? Level 2 is a single leg glute bridge. So you're gonna pick one leg up in the air, and I'll tell you when we're halfway through so that you can switch. And then level 3 is holding your hips up. You're gonna walk it out. So lift one leg and then the other. And notice how my hips stay in the air the whole time. So you have 3 levels of glute bridges. You get to pick which one you want to do today, depending on how you're feeling. Great job, team. Keep going. We got about 15 seconds left. If you're anything like me, your hips start to drop after a while, so think about lifting those hips up. Again, to finish out these final 5 seconds. And relax. Great work, everybody. That was your last exercise, so let's finish with a stretch. You're just gonna stretch your legs all the way out long on your mat. And then put your arms up overhead and give me a full body stretch. I want you to imagine that somebody grabbed hold of your ankles and another person grabbed hold of your wrists, and those 2 people are pulling in opposite directions, almost like playing tug of war with your body. So try to lengthen out as much as you can. Great job, team. Now we're gonna carefully flip it over onto our abs, but you can do that slowly. So you're gonna bend one knee, push off that foot to turn it over onto your side. And then once you get there, you can go the rest of the way using your hands for leverage and go onto your belly. Shoelaces to the mat again, and you're gonna bend your elbows and put them straight underneath your shoulders, okay? So your hips are on the floor, your shoelaces are on the floor, your elbows are on the floor. And then all you're gonna do is lift your chest up, creating a little bit of a stretch in the front side of the body. If that's not enough for the front side of the body, you can lift your elbows off the floor and bring your body a little bit higher. Now, however high you go, just make sure that you're not pinching anything in your lower back, okay? So this should feel good in the front side of the body, and it should not hurt you in the back side of the body. So you get to go as high as you can. Try to keep your shoulders down. If you can come a little bit further, you can move your hands back a little bit more and press yourself all the way up to up dog. Again, placing the weight more in your fingertips and in between your forefinger and thumb than in the heel of your hand. So even 3 levels to this stretch. Great job, team. And come back on down. And that concludes our core exercise for the day. Hope you liked it. Hope you had fun. Short, quick and dirty. And I think we're done. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.